Testing, testing, testing. Can you hear me? So there should be a delay of about 30 seconds for the live stream to come online. Testing, testing. One, two, three. Testing. One, two, three. my timer at the moment is 3 minutes to go. And good morning everyone. I'm just doing a quick audio test. When you hear me, just type anything in the chat box so that I know that my video, my audio is going through correctly, please. I appreciate if you guys can hit the share button so we can get a few people in. I'm just gonna do a quick, maybe 30 minutes to 45 minutes test today, and just to see how things are coming through. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have our first proper lesson to talk about a few things that we have in regards to synthetic. Good morning, everyone. So if you can hear me, send a hi. Let me know I'm not talking to myself, please. Good morning, everyone. It's nice to see some people that I know. So just let me tell you that we might be having a 30 seconds delay before my stream reaches you. So every time I'm speaking, I'm gonna have to wait for 30 seconds. Please note that this streaming is 1080p, so you can go on the three dots on your YouTube and you can choose the... So if you can hear me, send a hi. Wow, that's more than 30 seconds. Okay, just go to the three dots on the corner of your screen, open that and click on resolution or settings and then quality, and you can choose either 720p or you can choose 1080p. Let me just watch myself here, see how that's going. I just want to see some hands up so I know that people can hear me, please. I do have a very good internet speed, so I don't see any reason why you shouldn't be having the same from your end. So my broadcasting is good, it's 1080p, which is a good resolution. Talk to me, people. Thank you for your replies. So the first thing I want to start with today is the first thing you should be doing is to identify the trend direction before you even start doing anything. You need to know whether the trend direction is on an uptrend or a downtrend. I'm just going to wait a few seconds every time. So I use TradingView for binary, which is basically SHIT. But unfortunately, this is our only option. I'm working closely with some IT people to try and get a special website that could place and could show us the binary charts. And that website can be able to offer us some tools that we can be able to save our charts in order to come to them later. Because as you can see here, I've got many tabs. You might not be able to see them very good, but I will try to show you what I see here so you can understand what I'm talking about. Here we go. I'm sure that you can see this now. Guys, if you have any questions or something special that is within what we're going to talk about today, I've probably got about 45 minutes to 1 hour maximum. I just want to start somewhere that I can be able to help you. So we're just going to go to a quick empty chart, and this is the V10. So just remember that there's about 30 seconds delay before the stream reaches you. Okay, so I usually start by looking into the daily charts to identify the trend direction of something. And at the moment, if I'm looking at the V10, the trend direction obviously is downwards. Okay, this is downwards. I usually use three basic moving averages, which is the 200 moving average that I usually put in red, and then I'm gonna hide a few things for you so it doesn't get complicated. I use the 50 exponential moving average, and for lower time frame I use the 8 moving average. So let's remove the 8 because at the moment we're on daily chart. Looks like there's a lot of delay. So you're on 27, there's about a minute. There's about 1 minute delay, if not more. Okay, so as you can see on the daily charts, this is a clear downtrend. Okay, we don't need to put the moving averages in order to see them. This is our 200 moving average, and this is our 50 EMA, exponential moving average. And it's clearly obvious that we had a cross here, and then we had a cross down here, and price continued its downtrend from a long time. Okay, you're obviously not going to be trading the daily candles, but I'm just sharing with you that it's good to start with the daily, then go down to the 4 hours. As you can see, we're a bit in a side range here. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to see how long it's taking for this audio to get to you. It's about a minute. 28, mine is 30. Wow, it's about a minute and a half, and I don't know why. My live stream is really strong, and I've got blue lines here. But anyway, so I'll just continue, and if you guys have any questions, just let me know. So as I said, this is the V10, and this is the 4 hour chart. So in order for us to, let me just move this to one side so it doesn't bother us. Okay. The first thing we want to do is to try and put some support and resistance lines just for us to see where price is bouncing and where price is not bouncing, so that we have a little bit of idea when we change time frames in order to see the bigger picture. I use 3 indicators. I use the MACD, which is this guy here. Okay. The blue line is the MACD line, the red line is the signal line, and those lines are called the histogram. So as you can see at the moment, we have the MACD and the signal line on an uptrend, but we have a divergence of the histogram. So basically, divergence means the price is going up, but the histogram, which is the pressure on the market, is going down. Okay. In here you can see that the price was going up, the MACD was going up as well, and the histogram was going up, and then you had a bit of divergence and price started to drop. So I double click to hide. I'm just trying to look at the chats to see what's happening. So I'm not going to talk about the ROC, which is the rate of change, or the RSI. I'm just going to talk about the MACD today and the charts. Good afternoon everyone. I've got a few people online. Wow, there's clearly about 2 minutes delay. I'm just watching my own video now on the screen. It's a bit disappointing because I have a very good internet speed, very powerful computer, but I'm not sure why YouTube has these delays. Let's catch up and see what's happening. Okay, it's not 2 minutes actually, it's 1.5 minutes, but it's still growing. Back to the point. So we need to try and draw a few support and resistance line in order to understand. So I'm going to hide my moving averages, and I'm going to change my candlestick, Japanese candles, to line candles in order to see the support and resistance, or supply and demand. And I'm going to switch back to the daily view to try and identify where trends are changing and start drawing some lines where the trends are changing. And those lines will usually stay there for quite a bit until we move forward. We might be creating new support and resistance line, and we might be removing some old ones that are not really useful anymore. So I'll just take my horizontal line and I'll take the dark gray color and the thickness, and I'll just go and see where we have more than a touch. Ideally 2 to 3 touches are going to be very good in order to identify. There's no point going to the top and doing all these at the moment. Support, resistance, support, resistance, because these are in the past. What interests me now is what we have here on our screen, basically from a couple of months back up to today. Once price goes back up, then we can draw more lines on these areas. So at the moment, this is what I'm interested to see. So this is a clear resistance because we have 2 touches. Okay. This is also a resistance. Because we have a touch here and another one here. Let me just I'll probably change the line color as well so we can be able to see that clearly, because there you go. Okay, I'm gonna make that thicker just for today's lesson or knowledge. It's gonna be easier to see. Okay, and then we go back to our lines. We look at the bottom here. We've got a very nice support, 1, 2, 3. We do want to draw one here because on the H4 we might see something else, so not sure where this is coming from. We have an old support that turned into resistance. So support, guys, is when, let me just explain this because probably somebody doesn't know what's support. So here we are. I did not prep for this today, but I thought that let me give you a few basic, and at the same time I'll be doing a test on the streaming just to see how things are working. So if I want to take my horizontal tool and try to identify support and resistance, okay, this is a support. A support is where price goes up and comes back, hit it, and bounce off it. This is another support, and this is another support. Now, if we look clearly, we can see that this support, where price went up and bounced back off it and continued upwards, previously acted as a resistance. And those are powerful places that we need to look at. So this is a support, this is a resistance. Price went straight to a new resistance, bounced back off, went back down to a previous level which was acting as a resistance. So support is down, that's a support, and resistance is up. Okay, let me just change the color of these two lines so you don't get confused. Okay, streaming is going slightly faster at the moment. Here you go. So price goes up, bounces, comes back down to the support, goes back up to the resistance, back to the support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, and support. This is just, you guys need to understand how this works. So if price breaks the resistance and continues and then drops back to a new support, now you can see that this is a very strong new support because it previously acted as a resistance where price bounced off it several times. It could clearly or possibly break it and go back to the previous support until it makes a new high, or it could carry on going into a range. I'm just explaining here what is a support and what is a resistance. Okay, so let's get rid of this and go back to our chart. So carrying on, we drew a line here which is a resistance, and now that price broke this resistance and went up, we had a new support. Does it always get respected? Not really. If things in trading happens always, everyone is going to be rich. But you need to find an edge in the markets to understand how the price action happens. Okay, so let's go back to our sorry guys, I'm trying to just hear the feedback. Okay, So back to our daily, we can see that we have some price action happening around this area, okay, which acted as support one time, two times, acted as resistance in here, acted as resistance in here, acted as support in here, broken support, but we can still consider this. And we can also draw a line in here for this resistance, support, resistance, and so on. So we don't want to complicate. I can sit down all day here and do 10,000 lines, but that's not the point. So I'm going to switch back down to the 4-hour view. Let me just adjust the screen because there are some things that are not very clear. Wow. I'm just trying to adjust the screen. Okay. Sorry guys, this is meant to be just a test session. I'm going to watch the video again later on and have a clear idea of what is going on. Okay, that's why. It's the first live session that I'm doing, so you're gonna have to bear with me a little bit. I think we're okay now. Sorry, I'm just adjusting the size of the screen so that you can see clearly. Okay, that's much better. So going back to our line chart, as I mentioned previously, I went on the daily view. I've identified few support and resistance locations and I drew a line, and now I went back down to the 4-hour just to make sure that all the important support and resistance are covered. We can also take a look here and see that we have a bit of a movement around this area, which I think we can also draw a line. Need to close this. Okay, switching back to the candles on the 4-hour. As you can see, we have a clear support area here, support area down here. These are support, these are support, down here, down here, down here, resistance, 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 same thing around here, resistance and support in the same time. So this will give you a bit of an idea that price might be reaching those areas. Give me a second. Okay. I'll go back and put my 200 moving average and my 50 moving average. What you can see on the H4 is that the moving averages are crossing on top of each other many times. This shows us that on the H4 we have a sort of a range happening where price doesn't have a very clear direction after the major drop. As mentioned on the daily, we are in a downtrend. So price kept dropping and then we stopped at a certain level, 6458, and price started to range. Okay, this is on the H4. People are going to say, but do I trade the H4? Do I trade the 1 minute? I know many of you. No, you're not late. It's okay, that's fine. This is going to be on the live stream later on. I'm just trying to, as I said, this was a test. So we can look around this area and say that price has been ranging for a while. Okay. Price has been going up and down, hitting the top resistance and dropping back down to the support. If we switch down to lower time frame, the picture starts changing, and this is obvious. What you need to know is that if you have little money in your account and you want to trade higher time frames, you can't be able to risk more than 1%, whether you have $10,000 or whether you have $50 in your account. This is what you should be risking. I have a document that I've drafted already for stuff that I want to speak about in order, which I will be doing on the first live training session, the real training session, as this is just a test for now. So at the moment we spoke about the support and resistance that we drew in the gray lines that we have here. Okay, somebody is sharing charts instead of being with us online, but that's fine. Secondly, we also spoke about the moving averages. For me, I use the 200 daily moving average identified with the red line, the 50 EMA exponential moving average identified with the blue line. The third thing I want to speak about is the Fibonacci retracement. It's called Fibonacci retracement. I'm sure I'm not going to go into a lot of details about the tools I'm going to use or the moving averages or how they work. If you need any more information, I'm sure the internet is full of detailed information to understand how few things and stuff works. So okay, so we are in a range. We had a drop from this resistance level down to this support level, and now price started to go up. Okay, I usually use more than one Fibonacci. Some people don't like that, but this is what I like to do in order to understand where we might have be during the rejection of this resistance area. I could also draw a Fibonacci going downwards. because of this downtrend. So it's a downtrend from here down to here. Let's forget everything in the past and let's focus on this here. If I go down to the 1 hour chart, price started to drop. And had a rejection at the bottom of this sorry, I'm trying to catch up with a few people. Okay. Sorry, somebody said something very funny. So let's forget that we have an uptrend. I hope you can see this at the end. I have a 46-inch TV that I'm looking at as well to make sure that I have my setups correctly. So I just wanted to hide this bit, but I'm not sure that I can do that. So let me just take a look. Maybe I can do it with this. That's it. Okay. I'm hiding this area because I don't want you guys to see that, you know, what's happening in the future and try to that's not going to work. What a shame. Let's take a look at that. There you go. Okay. So once price starts dropping, you move your Fibonacci and you go on following the price to see where you've been having rejections. So if we look at this area, I'm going to try and adjust a few things so that I can see them in the future. Here you go. Here we are. So on a downtrend, I drew my Fibonacci starting from the top all the way down to the bottom. We can see that price had a rejection at the 23.6, went back up, bounced off the 50% Fibonacci and went back down again, bounced off the 11.4, which a lot of people don't use, but I like to use it as well, went back up, got rejected at the 23% and dropped again. So once the price started to drop, we keep moving our Fibonacci to the low of it. Now the price is starting to reject, bounced off and started its uptrend again. We can see clearly we had a bit of price action at the 11.4. We went straight to the 23.6. We had a bit of price action at the 38.2 and price got rejected one more time all the way down. I learned that the 61.8 Fibonacci levels are a turning point for any currency pair or synthetic pair. Usually this doesn't really happen on V75 because I've seen price go all the way to 78.6 and then gets rejected from there and can continue dropping. I'm going to delete this. We keep moving our Fibonacci because this is the lowest point we got to when we reached to this area. So we keep just moving it so we can see the lines and where we are having price action. So we are having a lot of price action between the 23.6 and the 38.2. And then we had another rejection down here, a bit of price action. Then we dropped back down to the 11.4, way back down, and now price broke this support area, which we can adjust this line a little bit, and we continued moving down. So we continue moving our Fibonacci, and as you can see, the more we move the Fibonacci, mainly the levels of rejection or support and resistance or retracement are always in a good area. Sorry, I'm just worried about the feed that you guys are receiving, and I'm not sure whether you're getting everything that I want you to get. So I'm gonna have to start adjusting these few tweaks so that next time we come online we'll have better understanding and better view of everything. So this is the full Fibonacci. Now we have a pullback from a support area. What I can do as well is I can draw a different Fibonacci going upwards. I'm going to change the colors just for us not to get too confused. So this is my uptrend or my pullback Fibonacci that I would like to draw just to see where price is getting rejected. Okay, so this is where we had a rejection, and we don't know that. Once we are in this area, we don't know what's happening next. So that's why it's always good if you're backtesting something is to hide what you need. So if I'm starting this new Fibonacci and I see that price is retracing, what I can do is I can hide the information and then just wait. I'm watching this downtrend Fibonacci and I can see that it broke the 11 on the way up, a bit of price action on the 23%. It went straight to the 38%, which previously we had a couple of rejections down here. The 50% straight through. We had a rejection at the 61, as you can see this area here on a downtrend. So this is a powerful area that we can move our support area, because the support and resistance lines that we drew were on daily, but they always need tweaking when you move time frames, especially on this platform, because this platform is not really accurate. So if you see that your trend line or your support and resistance line is not really in a very good location, you can either leave the old one that you have because it's probably of a different rejection or area of support and resistance, or it's just misplaced. So we'll move this to the 61.8 of the Fibonacci, and we can see that so much price action happening, resistance around here, and now again while price is going up we had a bit of resistance and then price pulled back and continued. So we're following the price as the price goes along, and let's say that we've got to this area here. We still don't know what happened after these lines, so let's just hide them a little bit so we can see what's happening. So I placed my Fibonacci tools at the highest level possible, and I saw that price got rejected a little bit down to the 23, previously got rejected at the 11.4 and continued this uptrend. So as price is moving, I will continue moving upwards to the highest point of the first retracement that we had. So now we have the uptrend green line of the Fibonacci retracement from the lowest point that we had all the way to the highest point that we've reached, and this is on 60-minute time frame, which is the 1 hour. The reason why we draw this and we keep the old Fibonacci is for us to see where we had rejections. So as you can see, price got rejected on the way up on the 61.8 downtrend Fibonacci, which acted previously as very important area of rejection. It acted as support, resistance, and then the price continued its downtrend. On the way up, on the H1 as well, price did the same thing at the 61.8, dropped a little bit, made a pullback, continued up and made another pullback. How do we know if this is actually a pullback or a price reversal? We need to look at several factors that we have. So I'll go back and put my MACD. Let me just remove these arrows. So I've got less than 15 minutes with you guys. Sorry, this is not actually a lesson. This is just a quick test of the live stream that I was doing. It's very important to understand why do I have almost 1 minute and 40 seconds delay before you guys are getting the stream, because I have my stream on my TV, which I'm watching through YouTube, and I'm on 13 point, it's actually 1 o'clock, 3 minutes past 1, but on my computer I'm actually at 1 o'clock, 4 minutes and a half past 1 actually. So we do have about a minute and 10 or 15 seconds delay, and this is a bit strange. Yeah, good morning everybody. This is not actually an actual lesson. This is just to catch up, do a few things online and carry on testing the voice, the audio, and carry on testing the live stream. I'm preparing for a better live stream this week, where we'll be discussing few topics and we will stick to those topics without any deviation from the topic. But let me wrap up what I was doing here so that the people that are interested in volatility 10 index can continue. So at the moment we are on the 1 hour time frame. I'm going to go back to the 4 hour time frame to see how my MACD is reacting. I'm going to try and increase the screen. Give me a second. Okay. I'm also going to move the range. Okay, so price is going up. Obviously everyone can see that price is doing higher highs and is going up, doing higher lows, yet the MACD is not showing the same results. Okay, we have a weak MACD. We have price going up to here, and then we have a higher high. Obviously we don't have a higher high here yet, but this is the 4 hours, so it takes time for it to show us the results. But our MACD is still having a divergence downwards. If we switch to lower time frame so we can have a better understanding to what's happening with the price action on the MACD and on the charts, you can totally see a different picture of what you saw on the H4. Reversing to the top. This is what I was afraid of. If I look at these chats and I see some questions about different indices, then we're going to be in too much trouble, because we're going to stay here all day discussing this live. So here we are. Our 1 hour MACD is showing exactly what the price is doing, which is going down, while price is still going up. So we had a crossover at this area here. The signal and the MACD started to drop, but the price is still going sideways. A bit of a drop here, and price started to go up. This is what we observe here, another crossover on these two MACDs here. Okay, price is still weak around this area. We might see a rejection from this area downwards, so this needs to be observed in the next. I'm gonna look at the V75 1S, guys, if I still have time, so just give me a minute. I don't see that there is a big chance of the V10 going higher. It might complete its path up to this resistance area here and then drop back down again, unless it's broken above, retest and continue. But at the moment we have inverted hammer here, or a pin bar, depends on how do you want to call it. Price failed to break above it in the last 4 hours, and it looks like we've got only about, yeah, we got 3 hours still. We need to make sure that we have a break above this candle and a close above this candle, so that we can say that price has got strong momentum and is going to go up again. Okay, now I'm talking about a higher time frame. There's a lot of people of you that don't even look at 4 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes, or even 15 minutes. So if I drill down to the 1 hour to have an idea of what's happening, you can see very clearly on the 60 minutes, price is still going up while the MACD is going down. We have the red MACD. Okay, let me show you this. Okay, so this is our 12 and 26 on the MACD, and this is our histogram line. Okay, this is our MACD line, the blue one, and this is our signal line. We can clearly see the downtrend on the MACD, the weakness that we're seeing here, but price is still pushing up. Okay, so this might be a sign of weakness, and price might continue going back down. We can go down also to 15 minutes. So if you're a buyer from this area or any areas that you have here, all you have to do is move your stop loss and keep moving your stop loss while price is going up, and remembering that the Fibonacci levels can help you so much to know where your support areas are and where you have a possible bounce back before price continues. So if you're a buyer and you're drawing your Fibonacci, let me just remove the MACD from here for a second and show you this. So if I'm a buyer and I see the price going all the way up to this area, rejecting on the 23, I still see my moving averages pointing upwards. The 200 is below the 50, and then I look at my MACD at this area here where we had the bounce, and I see my MACD just crossed over at this area here and continue this uptrend. This is where I'll be buying. or adding more to my buys. I would not really add to my buys if my first position is not in profit. So if this is my first entry, this is where I'm going to buy. And this is where I'm going to put my stop loss, which is on the next Fibonacci level. So in case price breaks and goes back down, there's more possibility that it can continue downwards, just like on the way up. If I bought from the previous levels, I have to make sure that my stop loss are really in good place and good profit and not too close to the price, in case you get a rejection and a continuation later on. You won't get kicked out too early. So let me just see what the guys are asking for. V75-1. Let me bring my whole chart down here. Okay. So this is V75-1. As you can see, there's a big gap here which does not exist on MT4, and this is because of the trading view for binary. So this is a daily chart. I'm going to move down to 4-hour chart and see what the guys are asking. Hello Doc, how are you, sir? Don't worry if you're late, it's fine. Okay, so this is the 4-hour. I'm just gonna get rid of my, actually I'm not gonna get rid of this. This is very important to show you today. So on the 4-hour, my RSI is showing overbought. Okay, so this is the 70 point or the 80 point that we have here is the overbought, and the 20 or the 30 that we can see down here is the oversold. Okay, my rate of change is showing the same. It's at its highest. MACD is still strong on the 4-hour. I don't see any problem on this one here, except this new candle that is forming at the moment. So this could be a flag, but I have to drill down to the lower time frame. We can obviously see that we are also in a range. Okay, let me just fix that for you. So okay, so here we are on the 4-hour. So we are in a bit of a range from this area up to this area. We've just broken slightly above this range that we have here. This could be a fake breakout, or this could be easily a retest and then a continuation. So as you can see, this line is our resistance line. If this is a real breakout, we need to wait for the retest to happen approximately on this area and then a continuation upwards. Okay, does it always work? If everything always works the way we want it to work, we would all be making money. Okay, we would all be making money. But we can clearly see that we had an uptrend here, bounce off this resistance, came back down to a support area, went back up again, back down again, and so on, then down to a lower support area, then bounced up to another resistance which previously acted as support as well. Okay, same story all the way down and all the way back up again. Now we've broken above the previous resistance areas, which was this, sorry, that's not the tool I want. Here you go. We had a rejection here, here, here. So these are 5 rejections so far, 6 rejections on the H4 candles. Okay, and then we can see this impulsive move all the way up. Okay, and now we can see a pullback. Is this going to be a real pullback for a continuation, or this is going to be another fake breakout for price to go back and drop inside the range? Sorry, there's a tool that removes all this, but I don't know which one is it yet. So in my opinion, I would not enter the market at the moment, neither to buy or to sell. Okay, let me draw my Fibonacci because I did not have it on the screen. So I will draw my Fibonacci from the lowest previous level to the highest level that we have here. Okay, and you can see that we had a rejection at the 38.2%, and now price is playing. So this color needs to change to a darker color, so I'm gonna put it as a red color so that you guys can see it on the screen. So as mentioned, price is overbought at this area on the RSI, so we might have a bit of a drop and then a continuation, or we might have a drop back down and price can go back into the range and continue its drop down. This is a very strong bullish candle, very strong bullish momentum, and this is a very strong bullish momentum. Okay, these are very strong bullish momentums that we have here. Price pushed in 4 hours and made significant highs. Same thing here and same thing on this candle. So this might be a flag, but we have to drill down to a lower time frame in order for us to see it. So I'm going to go down to the 1 hour time frame. Let me put my auto tool and let me start hiding some of these indicators that we have in order to see the bigger picture. Okay, so this is where we are now. On the way up, let's just pretend that this is where our price is at the moment, which is the 494,419. So price got all the way here. Let me remove these lines because they're a bit confusing. Here we go. So price got to the 493.91 and got rejected, bounced off the 23 Fibonacci level and went back up. As this happened, we move our Fibonacci levels all the way up to the top, so we see where the new bounce is. Okay, we got a bit of price action on this area and straight up to the top. We broke above the previous highs that I mentioned previously here. In order for me to grant going long on this V75 1S, which I don't trade actually, I need to see price going down to this support and then to go back up. Is it going to reach this support? Well, time is going to tell, but for me to be able to enter and have an edge over the price, I can't just go in and buy just because price broke above a previous strong resistance area. So these were acting as resistance too, and as I showed you, there was about 5 of them here on a higher time frame. Actually, they are also showing on here. We have all these rejections down here, down here, down here, down here, down here, and here, and then price broke above. Okay, in order for us to see that price is going to continue its path, we need to see a pullback. We need to see some bullish momentum happening in here, and then we can take a buy from this area all the way up. If you ever miss a buy, don't go chasing the price if it's too late to buy. Okay, now I'm not going to talk about channels today because it's going to get really confusing for everyone, because there's a lot of people that don't know how to use channels. But for my own information, I'm just going to draw a quick channel to see how the price was acting at these areas. Okay, I'm just drawing this for my own information because I want to see if this price is actually playing within the channel or not. Not really, I'm not happy with this because we don't have enough touches, so I'm just going to delete this for now. Okay, I'm going to stick to my first analysis. If we get a pullback, a little bit of price action, and we need to see something bullish showing us that the price is really going to get rejected at this Fibonacci level, or it might drop back down to the 38.2%, gets rejected, or continues its path down. The only way we can find out is to keep observing the MACD to see the weakness of the MACD, because the MACD plays a very strong role. One second, let me show that. Okay, at the moment our MACD is bullish, so price is going up from here, exactly where we had the rejection at the 38.2, and price is continuing up. Don't ever buy from the top. That will be the biggest mistake that you will be doing if you ever buy from the top. Don't chase the price. Wait for the charts to tell you when to enter. Always buy on a pullback. You have more chances from buying here that price is going to go up than when you buy from here. If you buy from here and price rejects, that's a big loss to your account. And this is mainly what people do. People will come and look at the chart and say, damn, this is an uptrend. I'm entering straight away. Okay? And let me tell you something. If you buy from somewhere around this area here and price makes a pullback and kicks you out, you're going to say that, well, they're against me, this is a scam, people are cheating, blah blah blah. But this is actually a pullback. So if you really want to buy on this uptrend, you can buy. If you're observing your MACD on a high time frame and you're looking at the price going up, this is an uptrend on this time frame. This is actually an uptrend. Let's forget everything that is happening here in this area, and let's just focus on these information that we have here. This is an uptrend from the 43336 all the way up. During an uptrend, remember very well that you will have pullbacks. The pullbacks are the areas where you want to enter a buy, which is here, here, and here, and here. Many people say, but how do I know that I have a pullback? That's why we use the MACD. That's why we use, first of all, we use the MACD and we use the Fibonacci retracement to see where possibly or more closely a price is going to break back down before continuing its path, if it's going to continue its path. If it's not going to continue its path, you're going to see the price just rejecting from here, dropping, and starting to drop again. Okay? The problem with everyone, and including myself when I started and even maybe a year ago, is that we are very impatient. Impatient makes you lose money. If you are not patient enough to take a trend and ride a very good trend, then you won't be able to make money. I need to observe this area on a higher time frame, so I'm going to take another less than 10 minutes, because I don't have the 10 minutes, but I'm going to switch back to the daily time frame, and I want to see the candles that actually showed me this area down here. Well, I can't look at these candles on a daily because obviously there's a big gap from here to here, because TradingView looks like is missing the information. So we can't see the information from here all the way up. So I'm going to go down to 8 hours and hope that I can get some candles. Here you go. We have some candles. Okay. And I want to put my MACD back on. Okay. And here we are. I can't say that this is a bullish engulfer because it is not a bullish engulfer candle on the 8 hours. I am not really sure about the daily, but what I can do on the daily is that I can get my MT4 and take a look at that, because I really need to see the price action happening around this area. I'll show you the screen that I'm working on, just give me a minute. Sorry, I'm trying to get my MT4 chart so I can see what's happening. Here we are. Oh, sorry, this is not V10, this is V75S. Okay. V75S. There you go. So I'm going to bring this down here. I'm going to take a look. So this is the V75 that I believe you guys were talking about. And I'm going to go down to the daily. And here we go. So obviously on the daily, this is what I was trying to look for. It's only one single candle. This is exactly what I was seeing around here. Not this. So here we are. One second, this is a V10. Let's get rid of this. I just want to see the difference that is showing. Okay, so there's a big candle missing from the trading view that's supposed to be shown in this area, which is not showing. This one here. Okay. I'm not going to try and analyze anything in here. I just want to put a line where the price got rejected many times before. Okay, and I want to zoom in and show you the fail of this daily candle. This daily candle failed to hit the support area, okay, which we had before, which is 1, 2 days, 3, 4, 5, well actually this is a bit more, but we can say 5, 6, 7 times previously. Take a look at this green bullish candle after a doji on a day before and after a bullish pin bar on a day before. Price went back up to this area and then got rejected and started going into a range. Then price broke above this range, made a new high and went back into a range again. And today we're probably going to see another new high. Okay, so now we've broken above, as I showed you on the previous trading view. We've broken above a previous high. We have to consider the wicks as well, because the wicks will tell us exactly what we need to see. Here you go. Let's see if we get a new high, or this will be a rejection candle on the daily and on the 4 hours. So on the 4 hours for now, as you can see, the candle started red after this bullish impulsive move, another bullish impulsive move. I mentioned I was going to look at this area here on trading view to see whether this is actually a flag forming on lower time frame. So I'm going to drill down to the 1 hour, and it looks like it. So I'm going to drill down also to the 30 minutes. Okay. I'm not very happy with this. This is not a flag. It's not really convincing because we had a push up, a drop, let me just take a look at the 1 hour. We'll talk about details of these flags later on. I just wanted to see the movement that we had. We had an impulsive move up, but I'm not really very convinced that there's not enough movement on this area here. Let me go down to 15 minutes. Not very convincing, but let me just check something quickly. Yeah, I'm not very convinced with this. This is not really a flag that I can rely on because of this V that we had here before. But anyway, guys, so I'm going back down to the up to the 1 hour time frame. I have many notes that I've written that I want to speak about in our officially first lesson, and I'm going to try and stick to those notes with the ABC and 1, 2, 3, 4 in the sequence that they came out. Okay, so what I can say about V75-1S is basically I need to wait for a pullback. If we get a pullback here to this area of 48964 and we see some bullish momentum forming on this area and a nice good bullish candle, then we could be able to buy and take the trend upwards. Otherwise this price is going to go back and fall into its position. So okay, so if you buy from this area, your stop loss has to be below the 50% because that was a rejection at this support. There was a bit of rejection on this support, and then you could probably be going to the next level of resistance at the highs. But to be honest with you, the last time we were at these highs was at the 1st of October, so mainly a month ago. Okay, and if there's not enough buyer in the market, I can't see this price pushing all the way back up so quickly. Okay, it was a long way back. So we have an area here and we have an area in here. I don't want to put my hopes too high all the way up to this area here because it's not really very convincing. Price action is going to speak. MACD is going to speak. Watching these levels in the 4-hour time frame and making sure that we get a clear drop down to this area before opening a buy. Your stop loss cannot be further away from the 47741, possibly in between. I'm just looking at this here. There's a strong support area here on the lower time frame, so I'm going to move one of these supports up, down, below these levels, and this will be our new neckline because it was previously tested. So I'm going to change the color of this again to red. Okay, this previous support area acted as resistance many times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and acted as support as well. So in case you want to take a buy on this, This is what we should do. Wait for the price. Wait for the price to pull back to the previous support area that we had here as resistance. See some bullish movements in order for us to be able to take a buy. Okay, I can't see a buy at the moment, although the MACD is just started to move up a little bit, the histogram. Okay, so that might be a very good bullish momentum, and we need to watch. If we don't get a pullback, I don't enter a buy. It's simple as that. I just don't enter it. I mean, anything could happen. The price could form another green candle all the way up to here and continue without a pullback. A pullback is not a rule that's supposed to be applied every time. Sometimes we get a pullback, sometimes we don't. If the buyers are only buying and nobody's taking profit, do you know why do we get a pullback? We get a pullback because the buyers that started buying from here went all the way up here. Some of them closed their positions, some of them started to sell, others came in and bought, and the buyers won. That's why we had this bullish candle. And then we had another bullish candle on the other 4 hours, which makes it now 8 hours. Then we had some more buyers coming in and buying from these areas up to here. Then we had some of those buyers closing their positions. That's why the price dropped as a pullback, and that's why we get pullback. You had buyers and sellers all the way up to here, and then more buyers came in and took the price higher. The price reached here, and now we are forming a new candle. So I'm going to go down to the 1 hour candle, 1 hour time frame, and see what's happening. So now we've got two candles playing in the same area, which is showing us that some buyers closed their positions in here, whereby some other buyers opened new positions, and price is now almost in the same place for the last 2 hours, determining who more do we have on this play. Do we have more buyers or more sellers? If we get more sellers, the price is going to start dropping. Okay, and most probably, like you, like me, maybe we're putting a buy from this area here in order for price to go higher again. If this price fails, or if we get a bearish engulfing candle, which we will be speaking of in next sessions, okay, price is going to drop back down, it's going to break this support area, it's going to go to the next support, which was previously as a resistance, and continue downwards, or simply bounce off this area again and go up. You can't predict what's going to happen to this 3-4 days from today. You need to watch the candles, you need to watch the price action, you need to watch the MACD, and so on and so forth. If you had bought from this area in here, then you have nothing to worry about because your stop loss would have been in profit already. Okay, and price is going up, and as the price goes up from one level to another level, from one support to another support or to another resistance, you are moving your stop loss along the way and you are riding this. And I know for a fact from most of the people that I know in this group that no one is so patient enough to wait for this unless I'm not too sure. We would like to have a more one-to-one discussion with everybody so that at least 10-15 people can give me their opinion on what is happening and what type of traders are they. Do they take long-term trades? Do they just drill down to the 5 minutes and start buying and closing up down the way they want or the way they like it? Because this is on the 5-minute time frame. You can easily buy from here and close up here, or you can sell from here and close it down here and take your profits, or sell from here all the way down. There's many things you can do. While the price is pulling back, you can be a seller waiting to sell your price from a previous support or a previous resistance all the way down to this area here, and then buy again and move the price back up, and now you're just sitting down waiting to see what's going to happen. And as we drill down to the 5 minutes or the 10 minutes time frame, okay, we need to watch the price. So let me just zoom in as much as I can. Here you go. This is your price action happening at the moment on a lower time frame, which is the 10 minutes. And this is your Fibonacci. Okay, here we go. So we didn't have a full pullback to the 11.4 nor a full pullback to the 23.6. This is a very important neckline where we had a previous break. Okay, we can adjust this slightly up so we're not very precise on the area. Although if I change to bar, I need to take into consideration the wicks, so I'm gonna have to move this a little bit up so I can have a better view of what's happening here, and also take into consideration the 23.6% of the Fibonacci level that we have. So this is the neckline that we need, which is at the 49186. Okay, please guys understand, this video is not about where to enter and where to exit. I'm just sharing with you the few things I learned over the years. And one of the main things I learned over the last few years, well actually over the last year, is to be damn patient. If you are not patient and you can't wait for something to play, then you're into big trouble ahead in the future. Had you bought from here thinking that this was a very nice bullish candle, okay, and place your stop loss somewhere around this area here, you would have been kicked out by now. So never ever buy from the top and never sell from the bottom. Not just because you saw two red candles you thought the price is going to go back down. Not because you saw this candle and this candle you're going to think that price is going to drop. Okay? And not because you saw a very nice bullish candle in here you thought that price is going to continue up. If you buy from here, okay, this is a failed buy. If you bought from here, this is a failed buy. If you bought from here, this was a failed buy. You need to buy from the low, from the low, from the low, and ride it up. Next lessons that we will have, I will take into consideration a few things. I would love that somebody will do, send me one single comment other than if price is going to reverse or go up or go down. I just want to see some faces and somebody sharing with me, what are you gonna be asking me? You know, I haven't seen a single question that is related to the chart, and I already know the answer to that, and I'm not expecting anybody to chit chat with me online, but I would have loved to see a few questions happening here, you know, except people asking whether the price is going to go up and go down, because I was in your position a few years back. And every time I go on a live stream, all I care about is for somebody to reply and say whether the price is going to go up and go down. At the moment, price has gone up enough that I don't know what's going to happen next. Okay, when we start speaking about 10 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago, this candle was green. Now it's not green anymore. It's not finished. It's still got 4 minutes to go. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, this candle could very easily drop back down, take out all the buyers that enter very late and continue going down, or simply go back up again. So patience always pays if you are patient enough to wait for a price action to happen before you jumping in. If you have a lot of money and you want to keep jumping in and you can hold drawdowns for weeks and days and months, then that's up to you. You know, I'm not honestly going to sit down here and tell people, no, this is where what do I consider? That's a nice question. What do I consider a break, close, and a retest? That's very good. So let's go up a little bit to the higher time frame, and this is going to be the last thing that I can do because I've got less than 10 minutes. Okay, so what do we see? We saw a break Okay, obviously I don't want to do this on a lower time frame. I want to do it on the 1 hour time frame because ideally that's what I need to see. Okay, so let me just hide this. As I previously mentioned, we had a very strong support area, sorry, pardon me, resistance area here, or we can say here, all of these candles, big resistance, price did not break above. Okay, you're going to say, no, but price broke above. Yeah, but in here, price did not continue. It just broke above and dropped straight back in immediately. So we had the B, which is the break, okay, and which we couldn't really know if this is really a break or just a tweak, because this was a break. Can you see this green candle? This green candle was a break, okay, but this was still at the beginning, so we can't be able to look at two rejection candles from here and say, well, this is a very strong resistance area at the moment. This was a break, okay. This was the close, so price closed above all previous lows or previous highs that we had here, okay. We were waiting for the retest to happen. Let me just remove these from here. Here we go. Okay, so we had the break and the close. So this was the break and the close. And now we started the retest, okay, but we went a little bit beyond, okay, a retest again, and then kept playing around this area. So had you bought from here, what would you have done? Would you have bought from here? I wouldn't have bought from here because the price just broke above on this 1 hour candle. On the second 1 hour candle, price went all the way to retest, but look at the close. This is where this candle closed. So it closed back inside, which should make anyone see that, well, it was supposed to close above, retest a little bit down to this candle and continue going up, and that's the area where you should be buying, somewhere around here for this example. If we go to the end, which is today's example where we are now, okay, we have broken on the 1 hour. We have not retested yet. I don't consider this a retest. We have broken above a resistance area, closed outside of the resistance area, and now we are waiting for a retest. But this has to be done on the 4 hour time frame. I'm going to read your comment, Musa. Just give me 1 second, buddy. Okay. So what are we looking at? Look at this nice pull, the nice bullish momentum that we had here. This is a nice one, but this doesn't mean that the same is going to happen around this area. Okay. If I look at my MACD at the moment, my MACD is showing bullish, but I need to see the retest. If I don't see the retest and price goes without me, tough. I've got 9 different other pairs that I can look at, or indices that I can look at and trade. This is the mistake we all do. When we see the price did not retest and we're so keen to enter a trade so we can make some money, we jump in, we rush in straight away, we take a trade when we're not supposed to be taking a trade and supposed to be just sitting down and watching for a retest, okay, to most preferably a Fibonacci level, okay, most probably, and which is better even, to a Fibonacci level retracement, okay, which for me either is supposed to be somewhere around this area here between the 11.4 and the 23.6 before seeing another bullish momentum for the price to continue upwards. Because if really the price is going to continue going up, it's going to continue going up. Okay, at the moment we are a little bit too late because the price went all the way back, retested the lows that we had here in the past and started to go up. Do we always know that price is going to do this and just continue going up? And some people automatically will start selling from this candle. If you started selling from this candle, you did well. And you know why you did well? Because if you started selling from here, your stop loss, give me a second. If you drew everything I have on the screen and you've already identified that this was in a range and price was hitting this area and coming back down, which is approximately here, let's say, okay, and price went up and you sold from here thinking that the same is going to happen, you wouldn't have lost money because this is a 4-hour candle. You would have sold here and price would start to go down and down and down. Okay, for me, I don't know where you're going to be placing your take profit. Obviously is all the way down here. That's where you're going to be placing your take profit. Okay, but where you're going to be placing your stop loss? You're going to be placing your stop loss somewhere around this area here. Okay, which is slightly above the candle where you entered, whether you entered from here or here. Just give it a little bit of buffer. Okay, now price is somewhere around this area and it's going down. Okay, now when you see yourself in profits and you have profits and profits and profits, what do? Well, I'll be honest with you, a lot of people will contradict me on this and will say this is not the way we put our stop loss. But when I'm in 20% or 10% in profit and I see the price going down, my stop loss went all the way back to entry. And I protected my position. Okay, if this was my entry, okay, I've moved my stop loss already because this is a 4-hour candle. This is not a 1-hour candle. Let's switch back to 1 hour and take a look at this. But before doing that, I'm going to mark this area so I can show you where this area is. Okay, this is the area I'm going to mark. There you go. And now I'm going to switch to lower time frame so I can see where this area is, which is the 1-hour time frame. So these are the areas I'm seeing. Look at the price action in here. Okay. In this small areas of from here to here, I don't see anything showing me that there's a bullish momentum and that the price was going to go up. Except out here. But these are the candles, the 2 candles that we were seeing on the H4. These are the ones here. Okay. And if I had sold from here and price went all the way back down to this area and I'm seeing a rejection. Okay, because my Fibonacci at that time is going to be somewhere around here. I'm seeing now a rejection. Sorry, let's forget about this. I'm seeing a rejection at this 23% Fibonacci, and not even that, I saw a break below the 23%, but it did not reach the 38. At the moment, as things are showing, price looks like it's going to go up, but I need to see a retest. I need to see a retest up to, down to here, at least. Okay, that's my alarm going on, so I have to go offline. All the way down here, before we manage to go all the way back up. Okay, guys, if I don't see a retest or even further below, okay, go back to the H4. Okay, so these are the areas to watch. 4863.83, 476.50. Okay, MACD is just on the dot. Let me just take a look at the 1 hour. Well, the 1 hour is not looking very bad. It's looking like there's a bullish moment, that there's a bullish crossover from here, which is exactly at this candle. Okay, but it's still not very clear, to be honest with you. It's not very clear. Okay, you're better protected to wait for a retest and then a continuation. That's what I will wait for before even buying from this area here. You might buy and price can carry on. You might buy and price can go back and drop. Remember, nothing is 100% certain. But if you have more than one confluence and you're looking at several possibilities and several scenarios and you've ticked more than one box, well, you have a bullish MACD, price showed a sorry, a bullish candle or some bullish signs that price is going to go carry back on, okay, or a flag or anything that can show you that price is going to go back on, go back up, then that's when you can enter. But at the moment, I will not be entering any buys from this area here. Entering a buy from here is suicidal. Okay, so you're buying from the top, which is really wrong. I would wait for a retracement to a minimum, either this area of 23% or the 38%, which is the 486.83 or 476.50, before a continuation, if I see some bullish signs, because very easily price could drop, play a little bit around this area and continue going back down, just like it did, and this could end up being a big fake breakout. And it happens. A fake breakout, you can have two candles going all the way up to here, back down, and then everything goes back all the way down inside. As I said, on the 4 hours time frame that I saw before, RSC was oversold. Let me add them back again. Sorry, the rate of change and the RSI. Okay, I've not really tested RSI and all these things a lot around this area here, but this is what I'm seeing. Take a look. Price is reaching the high and dropping, reaching the high and dropping. Is it going to break above? How much is it going to break above? How much is it not going to break above here and continue? Is it going to break back down a little bit before going back up? Price action on higher time frame and lower time frame should be confirmed before taking a buy on this pair or on this index. Okay, I can go back and say we had some nice bullish momentums in these two candles, 4 hours and 4 hours and 4 hours. Okay, but entering here as a buy is very, very, very late without any other confirmation. Guys, it's 2 o'clock. I talked about many things all over the place today because I wanted to actually do a live streaming, because somebody just finished setting up all my OBS streaming software. My background videos that you see over there, the lower third, the currencies that I'm going to be using on the Forex live trading when I'm doing Forex live trading. So all of this was just a test to see how things were going and how the setup was happening, and it's just basically to test many things in the same time to have an idea what was going on. So whoever liked the video, and I know the information was all over the place, and then somebody asked me about V75-1S, so I said, okay, let's reply to this one and take this as a small example. But the notes that I have for each and every session that when I go live will be posted a few hours before and a few days before actually I go live, so that people know what subjects are going to be spoken about. And then we will probably leave about half an hour in every live sessions at the end where people can start, asking few questions. And I'm hoping to have more people. To be honest, I don't care if I have one person online or 10 people online. It doesn't make any difference to me. This video is going to be, actually I did not record this one now, but it will be uploaded later on. Hopefully, I'm not sure why this is coming up, but that's okay. It's a bit strange. Here you go. So this is what we have for you today, guys. Take care, look after yourself, and if you like the video, leave a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, leave a thumbs down. If you have any comments that you would like to add, please do it. It's free. Everything is free, and that's why we have 6 people. Imagine if we have 25 paid people, okay? All 25 paid people are going to be online. You know why? Because they paid. And they didn't want to lose the money because they already paid for it. But because this is free, I bet you half of the people that are online now are not even watching. Okay? So that's up to you. If you don't want free stuff, that's also up to you. I just feel like I want to do something online. The day I get bored and nobody is interested, I will just stop it. It doesn't hurt me. It's not going to take a piece of my arm or a piece of my hand. I had few hours today to serve, and this is why I'm serving them. And I'm doing the good that I want to do, you know, and what I can do. If somebody in the future wants a one-on-one lesson or something, or a one-on-one conversation, you know, online, I can also do that. It's not a problem. If you like my video, leave a thumbs up. Share the video link so it can be, it's going to come online later on, and try to like it, as I said, and subscribe. And the more I see people interested in watching my videos, I'll be doing more. If I have less people interested, I'll be doing less. Okay, take care guys, and I hope to see you very